Well, it's the oral activity number 1. I'm going to talk about the tourist threat, and the first part is the following. Tourism has great advantage and disadvantage around the resources it uses through the use of the environment in which it's found. According to the company World Travel and Tourism Council, the mondial economy has become so dependent on tourism and therefore on the causes of consequence that is encompasses and when mentioning some of the nations that are back from tourism, that is the United States, Europe, South America, and other 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 parts of the world. It can be interpreted that it ranges from the parks to the beaches that they offer in their portfolio of tourist packages. In the first place, one of the effects that tourism causes affecting and destroying the environment is the inappropriate use of green spaces, seeing most of them destroy trees, vegetation, flora and fauna around to recreate leisure facilities and consume more resources than they should use. Second, there is the increase in smog within the vegetation due to the fact that there is the greater number of cars within the tourist sites affecting the flora and fauna. Then there is the large amount of garbage contamination, as the Himalaya says in the example. The Himalaya is one of the affected sites due to this problem that occurs in the Caribbean Sea. There is also the excessive amount for tickets that one pays to tourist sites and that they use in the best way for the protection of animals and the reforestation of green areas. Ending with the employment that this place provide by increasing the supply and demand of local communities. The second part, read the questions from Unit 10, Lesson D to C. The first questions, I think that yes, because a part of the economy, if in each of the regions, is affected when there is some restrictions, and that has happened in this pandemic. The second one, of course, for example, the Cotopaxi and Galapagos National Park depends a lot of the publicity provided by the Ministry of Tourism in the different places where it's promoted, and therefore can increase or decrease the concentration of people in tourist sites. The third one is yes, because the vegetation in the area where they are located is destroyed to a great or little impact. For example, Yasuni Park and other places. The question 4, obviously, because the pollution that is produced affects the fauna, and that is decides to look for new quiet places to stay without demanding its reproductions as like that. The number 4, local tourists produce more garbage pollution because they don't have a culture of care, while foreign tourists have greater emphasis on caring for the environment and don't infect as much with their garbage. Then I believe that yes, because in the habitat and shelters that are maintained around the tourist sites, care protocols for animals and plants are managed. There are also laws that ensure due care for it. Then most people have no idea of the problems it causes when the environment is polluted. They know of its consequences in the future, but in the same way they continue to pollute. But there are also people who are aware of these acts and take care of the world environment and others. And the final is, I think that yes, because they are hiring local labor and it's more profitable for the company since it has in the local employees more knowledge about the tourist places in which they are and can give more information about other tourist sites, and this helps to the country economy and the tourism. And it is all. Thank you.